Hi, it's Joanne, so we're watching Superman and Lois, Season 4, Episode 1, The End and the Beginning. Now, we had quite a cliffhanger last time, so I am very excited, but also quite stressed for this episode. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and let's go. Clark? You doing okay?
It's easy to be brave with Superman and the DOD watching out for you.
I need you to listen for your grandfather's voice.
Why not Dad?
Like, Lex is just, I mean, he's such a typical narcissistic, evil, egomaniac villain, but you know, she could have left you in prison quite easily, but she realized she was part of a mistake, and so she fixed it. Like, you have bigger fish to fry, bigger things to do. Enjoy your newfound freedom. Don't get revenge on the person that gave it to you.
He said he didn't want.
Why haven't you been back to Luthor yet?
I have things to do here.
Yeah.
How much longer do you expect these things will take?
He's a stupidly fixated idiot.
They're all spineless.
Live your
Supermans,
life.
Especially
It's not a prison cell. That's enough for me.
Yeah, so stop going after the woman that made sure you weren't in a prison cell anymore instead of leaving you there to rot forever, like you actually deserve, because she realized she'd been part of something that wasn't just.
Try not to give in to the fear. Which is sort of how I'm built, I guess.
We're all different.
Dad was scared.
Everyone gets scared,
What if he
sweetheart.
knew he couldn't beat it? Man, I'm just not ready to do all this without him.
Of course not, sweetheart. We're both so young.
I've never...
Oh, it's their first time. He's coming back. How do we beat him?
Seems fake to me.
It would, you don't have any soul.
Maybe being here will... Having my daughter turn on me.
You did that yourself because you're a monster.
It tested me in ways you can't possibly
Like, you didn't do
imagine.
the crime you were locked up for, but we all know you did others. I don't really know what power trip he thinks he's on with, like, oh, you had to hide behind them for protection. Well, yes, for physical protection, yes, but not all super strong. Everyone has different strengths. But journalists should be allowed to print the truth. That should be a key cornerstone. We shouldn't be targeting them for doing that. And when she realized she had fucked up, she admitted it, even though it set you on the streets.
I'm not going anywhere. You're stuck with me.
Yes, you are, and he's coming back.
Promise.
Go to hell.
Don't be like that.
How is he supposed to be?
What kind of a person does something like this?
Not a great one.
Kidnapped has to be in the.
You showed him the app to hold him to get out there. And if that
Sweetheart,
lady kills him,
you
she's
were
not going
trying to
You
help
don't know that.
him live his
For all
life.
we know, he's dead already.
You're doing your best.
One to the head, one to the heart. How about us clean
Fucking
up after?
hell. Like, what lies does he think Lois told? When she said she'd retire? Does Lex Luthor really think he's the hero of the story? I mean, and there are deluded people who do believe they're the hero of the story, and I do believe Lex is one of them. But, like, supplying weapons to gangs and killing people? Like, unless he's going to turn around and we're going to find out that this version of Lex Luthor had never harmed a soul in his life, other than Superman, because he was convinced Superman was evil, and that Lois locked him up, even though she knew it was wrong deep down, even though that wasn't the case, because the minute she realized it was wrong, she revealed it. And even if she had suspicions, there was no proof to found on those suspicions. I don't know if she had suspicions, I can't remember. Like, how delusional is he? Because he is a bad guy. And, like, yes, him going to prison and being exposed for his bad deeds, it turned his daughter against him. But did you know what? You did do bad deeds, so it was gonna happen eventually.
Whatever Luthor has on you, I can get you away from him. Put
She
you anywhere
didn't
you
seem
want.
happy when she answered the
Give you a
phone.
name, a new...
Sorry it had to happen like this.
Well done. Do not go near those children. And everyone knows who he is.
You know why you're here. Because you're a straight up psycho.
Mm-hmm.
Elizabeth was the only person in my life that loved me.
Because she didn't know who you were, she knew a version of you that was her loving father. Like, Lex Luthor did commit atrocities and crimes other than the one he was falsely accused of. So what, is he acting like he was squeaky clean? He wasn't.
Mother, not my ex-wife.
Kinda sounds like you're the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Lois, everything okay?
Thank you. I was gonna say, is anyone gonna help these kids? The scary man. I mean, Luthor is terrifying, and I think they all will recognize him from the news, so I don't actually blame them, but...
Your mother took her from me.
You did that yourself, actually.
Is justified.
Keep telling yourself that.
This makes you feel powerful, doesn't it? Deciding someone's fate.
I'm just reporting the truth.
No. You're doing real harm.
She didn't have any...
Rich coming.
I mean, you say you're doing real harm, but that's because, Lex, you think you're doing the right thing. You think Superman is a threat to humanity or whatever. I think in other versions of Lex, again, it's been a while, like, she thinks she's got evidence that she has no way of knowing is fabricated at this point that puts you on the recording doing the thing. Lex would have hired the best team of lawyers who are also unable to definitively prove that it was fake. How was Lois supposed to know it was fake? Given that nobody else could prove it, because rich people get away with shit all the time, even when there's proof that they did it. So clearly there was no way to disprove this tape. How was Lois magically supposed to know the tape wasn't real? I know that he is a psychopath, so like his brain does not work the way the rest of our brains work. So despite being a genius, he's also really stupid. But like, how stupid do you have to be? Well, pray Otis isn't around outside. I was concerned he was going to be outside.
Pretty pathetic.
It's one of my biggest gripes. I know other people have it. Why did they always dig such perfectly rectangular holes to bury people? Do you know how difficult that would be? Like every show ever, when they're either digging up a grave or digging a grave, they dig it in this perfect rectangle.
But then you decided to try to escape.
Obviously.
Lois isn't to blame for this. She made
No.
her choice.
Lex,
Looking after
you are
you
to
just
blame for this.
Wasn't a top priority.
He always comes back.
Not this time.
I'm actually like really concerned he's going to die.
It'll make his choking more painful.
Okay, horrific as being buried alive is, Jordan can hear him choking or whatever, like hear him buried and get him out, whereas if they shot him and then buried him, all Jordan would be able to do is hear a gunshot if he was lucky and find his granddad's body. We can work with this. He's coming.
Grandpa, are you okay?
It's okay. Is this going to reveal to Lex that one of the children at least is superpowered?
He's got powers?
He showed up in Smallville about a month ago.
Of course, he doesn't know Lois is married to Superman, so he might not suspect her boys, but...
Stay here.
Turn the boys against me, like his daughter turned on him. And now with Clark gone.
I mean, if things were to get bad, I'm thinking like down the line, and I'm 100% it's not going to get bad, but if things were to get bad down the line with this, my thought would be, have the boys pretend to hate her. Mom, I can't believe you did this. You're not a good journalist. You're corrupt. I hate you. You're not who I thought you were. I'm running away. Fuck you. And then they could just be safe. Like, if we need to in the future, we can pull the card of, yes, the manipulation worked and the boys now hate her. If he's not going to harm them, if he's just going to turn them against her, they can fake that and then live to fight another day and be safe. And maybe strike back where he's not expecting it. Like, we could work with this. You need to figure this out, sweetheart. Draw strength from what you love. He supercharged it. So when I was watching this, it completely did not register to me that that was his heart that the thing is holding. I don't even know what I thought it was. I think initially I thought it was Clark he was holding, then I was like, oh, he's got the cape for some reason. I think just the idea of him literally taking his heart was so not anything I was expecting to happen that it didn't even remotely occur to me that that's what he's holding. And now I'm editing and I'm like, Joy, you can freaking see that that is a heart in his hand. Like, I would have been freaking out at this point, but instead I was like, oh no, is he okay? Time to wake up, okay? Time for you to wake up. Joy, his heart has been ripped from his chest. We can revive him, it's all fine.
I'm in love with someone else.
Mom?
Wait.
Mom, is he okay? Mom, is he okay?
It's gonna be fine. There is no way this show is killing him off. Did everyone hear them calling him Dad as well?
Well done, friend.
Did they just kill Clark? Like, did they just kill Clark? Because Lois, like, audibly gasped when she turned him over and when she was looking at his chest. We didn't see a shot of his chest to see if there was a hole. But the evil dude was holding a heart. So unless he just went and got one from somewhere else and is like, yo, I got this one, I forgot. I am kind of in shock right now. Like, I was feeling those emotions and I was like thinking, like, you know, getting into it and like dawning on me that if this is the final season they could potentially kill somebody off, but it's the first episode, so they, like, there's got to be if whatever has happened to him we can fix it, right? Because we can't just call this show Anne Lois. Like, what is happening? What is happening? Lex is already annoying me. He's that typical man who thinks he's owed the world when he just isn't. Privileged man, privileged white man who thinks the world belongs to him. It doesn't, and he can't deal with it. Because yes, he didn't do the specific crime that Lois reported that got him arrested, but he freely admits to running gangs and doing all sorts of other stuff. And maybe part of what drove Lois to stop him was protecting Clark, but like, also trying to stop Superman, who is trying to save lives. You are then taking lives yourself. So fuck Superman, no. Fuck Lex Luthor. And I'm intrigued to see what he has over Fake Gretchen, because she didn't seem happy, like, whenever he phoned her. She seems afraid of him. But beyond that, I'm just, like, in shock. And, like, what the fuck? Now, they did release 2 episodes today. I am, you know, happy. The part of me that gets to watch it is happy about it. The part of me that just saw that ending is fucking, like, stressed about it, but relieved I don't have to wait a week to see what happens next. But then there's the part of me that has to edit this that isn't always like, no, more content, but at the same time, I don't really care about that part right now, because what the fuck? So yeah, somewhat short review. I'll see you next time. Reminder, you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and see you next time.